Just have a conversation about what the fuck we've been doing.
That sounds very boring.
And then we'll go from there.
Only sounds
Shut
boring 'cause
up!
you don't
No, I
do
don't mean
nothing.
your idea. I mean me talking about what I've been doing sounds very boring.
Oh, that was.
What the fuck do you think I've been doing?
I don't know. I was hoping something exciting enough you wanted to bring up talking about it.
I don't fucking know.
I've just been trying to learn Six by All That Remains because I've been afraid of that song for years, and I need to overcome my fear.
Overcome.
We can get on the same phone call and I'll whisper sweet motivations.
Ooh,
Marathonian likes it whenever you overcome.
That's nasty.
oh my goodness!
This be that you can do it. Fucker.
With two hands.
Grab a bucket.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is week 2. The SavTalk, SavSoc, YouTube reboot, whatever you want to call it. We're back. I'm Regular Joe.
I'm Marathonian.
I'm
Tingles,
Aquaberry
babe.
Shark.
You blow it!
Ooh.
Damn it, you took my
We called it at
spot!
the same time.
See what you did? You
That's
took my spot!
We both felt it the same way.
That's Stan.
Yes. We're Aquaberry Tingles.
Their coming out party.
Which one of you is the what's that little guy's name? The Grotto? Nah, that's the.
We could be Aqua Bay or Tinglesberry. It works out really well.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
I'm a big
Which
fan
is
of
it?
Tingleberry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tingleberry.
That's their couple name.
Yeah. Yes.
Ship it.
Yeah, put a fucking stamp on that shit and ship that
Tingleberry.
stuff for free.
We probably, in the beginning, we probably should have picked an order to introduce ourselves in.
You know.
I
But
actually
if we
think it worked out way
we
funnier.
wouldn't have gotten Tinglesberry though.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's true.
So good things happen.
Something beautiful blossomed out of it. Hopefully
Man.
sometime.
Anyways, I'm Aquaberry.
And I'm Tinglesberry.
Oh,
No
man.
relation.
No.
relation. I love it.
Man, I love Uncle Ruckus.
No, go back.
So what's up, guys? What y'all been up to?
Forgetting to put on my headphones and hoping that the echo cancel worked on it.
Echo, echo, echo.
I didn't hear one in my headphones.
Okay,
There you
well,
go.
that's because you've
I
got
didn't hear
me
anything from me either.
Oh, that's very
It didn't.
good
It didn't
point.
look like it. I was watching the audio levels. It didn't look like it, and I was like, "Man, this looks awful clean for as comfortable as my head feels."
Oh fuck.
Ooh, what's the oh fuck moment? I love those.
That's just the realization that you're not wearing your headphones.
Oh.
I'm tired of oh fuck moments. I've had too many of those today.
Yep.
Way too many.
It's an oh fuck moment kind of day, I think.
So I'm keeping all of the liquids and everything away from the computer.
It's probably
You
a
don't want
smart
that
idea.
oh fuck moment.
Now all I need is my wheelchair to have a oh fuck moment.
Oh no.
And then everything is
don't.
destroyed.
You really don't need that.
The
Like,
face,
Joe.
it's ruined.
Jeff's really gonna be put to work then.
Hell no.
Jeff
That
the
motherfucker,
wagon.
Sorry, not Jeff, but Hefe.
that motherfucker would just sit there in the living room and be like,
Want a
Was that-
sandwich?
I hope you. I'm going to tell him to listen to this podcast when we're done. Jeff, you need to do more damn work.
Damn, that's cold blood.
I mean, you just like you gotta cut him some slack. He just doesn't get bossed around. Sandwich meat now,
Right now.
right
No.
Jeff.
now.
Bathroom.
Daddy wants some ham and cheese.
Dude, sometimes I make him make me pancakes and then he brings me the fucking pancakes, right?
And then
And-
I bitch.
Dude, I kind of do, bitch, because they're not done.
Oh, you know, I
I
bitch.
cut
I
into that
bitch.
shit.
Man,
And
you
then
When I cut it, it melts.
I'm like, I don't want a fucking molten pancake, motherfucker.
man, whoever heard of sunny side up pancakes, dude? We got to fix this.
do you get like Jack Black from oh god, what was it? Anger Management about the eggs. I said over easy.
Oh no, that was
Smash the
not
plate
Jack
against the
Black.
wall.
That was
He
Jack
goes over-
Nicholson.
That's Jesus. We just talking about Jack Black so much.
Yeah, we were.
But
talking
imagine
about
Jack
some...
Black in that role.
Well,
doing
you
that.
did. They are the same level caliber actors.
They are.
Easy
though.
to get them
He,
confused.
Jack Black could easily pull that scene off, like
He
10
goes-
out of 10, spot
without
on.
makeup.
Right?
I
Just-
said over.
Just imagine
easy.
Jack Black in The Shining.
Joe goes,
I can
"That
easily.
was not Jack Black."
Never tried to imagine Jack Black in place of Jack Nicholson in movies, but it damn near works every time. Except probably
I'm doing
with
it
the
with
Joker,
every one of his movies right now. and
because I
it's
can't
great.
see an overweight Joker.
Just imagine.
No.
I
Yeah,
can do a
Joker.
Jack Black impression. Just imagine like Jack Black in A Few Good Men at the end of court scenes. That's like, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Or like in Chinatown, solving crimes.
I just want to see. I want to see him do The Departed.
Oh yes.
Just. I want to see. The problem I have with N-words, like, nope, I'm out of this remake.
What if he played the Joker with that beard that he has now?
I would
Oh,
punch
geez,
somebody in
yeah.
Hollywood in the face.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you're gonna get anybody to play Mark or Joker with a beard, get Mark Hamill.
Yep.
Right?
I agree. He'd probably never
Fucking
appear
Mark
on
Hamill.
screen as the Joker, but I really would love it.
Right?
I think that he could pull off like a good live action Joker. It
Like
would be
the-
like
Yeah, man.
Like,
it would be like the Jack Nicholson Joker,
Visually.
but his own voice. And he's got like his face, just the way his face is.
mhm.
And when he makes those faces to do that voice, I think it would just be that would actually be really cool.
And
to
like
see.
what they
Yeah.
could do is like if he doesn't have that pointed chin, just make his beard grow pointedly, and then
Yeah.
color that white to give it that look. And y'all,
Yeah.
you have
I'm
to,
sorry.
since he's up there, do Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, like where
Dude.
everybody's old and stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
that idea.
You know,
That would be great.
and then bring him in that, and then you
Miller.
bring Michael Keaton back to it because he's old now too.
Yeah.
Frank Miller is an amazing comic book.
Oh,
Cool.
absolutely.
Or at that
And
point, they could
artists.
do like a what was it, Batman Beyond?
That's
You
what
know,
I was
pass the
thinking too.
torch.
Pass it on. Like you do a trilogy, and in the third one, boom, Batman Beyond.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
And then God, you know what I really want? I want them to have like, I want some live action Static Shock. I used to love that cartoon from back
I
in the
love,
day.
dude. Static Shock was awesome.
Yeah, I want
He
a
was
live
actually-
action that.
Get this, he was actually one of the first superhero, black superhero cartoons. I
Was he the
love that,
first?
dude.
Wasn't
Yeah, he was
Batman
like-
Beyond non-white?
No, Batman Beyond. He's white.
Yeah, he was just skinny. That's all.
Was he
I'm just-
white?
Yeah, dude. Terry McGinnis is white, bro.
Okay, Terry McGinnis, that's his name. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I would make if we were to remake it. I would make him. I would put Michael B. Jordan. That would be my pick.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know,
But yeah, I thought that was really cool as a child growing up seeing a superhero because we saw Still, Shaquille O'Neal as Still,
doing this movie.
and that was pretty cool. But having that cartoon was pretty epic too because I loved it. It was just different too. And Stack Shock kicks ass.
You know who doesn't? Oh, go
I
ahead.
think Steel was one of the first movies as a kid that I had to deal with, like, really liking a movie and then having, like, literally everybody talk about it on TV, shit all over it.
Oh, I had the toy, dude. I had the action figure. I remember one time hearing someone talk so much shit about that movie. I looked at my toy and I was like, "They don't like you, Still."
I was supposed to go see that movie.
But I like you.
My my mother and the man she was married to at the time were going to take me go see it in theaters. So I was a huge Kazam fan. So they were going to take me to see Steel. And fucking, if I won't be damned, if not 20 minutes before we're about to get in the car to go to the movie, I get in trouble and they don't take me to see it. And I've been vindictive against that movie ever since because I don't feel like whatever I did. I don't even remember what I did, but I remember feeling like I don't deserve to get in trouble for this.
They didn't want to take you to see
They
that
didn't want to
movie.
take me to see Steel. Like, we ain't shit. They sat down and watched Kazam to prepare. Like, no more Shaq.
This isn't
Damn.
happening. We're not doing it.
I just remember like iconic parts of that movie and stuff like that. Remembering it as a kid, like, and growing up, like thinking to myself, was that in that movie or something like that? You know,
Yes.
I never
Yeah.
really went back and rewatched it or anything like that. But
Right.
I remember it being pretty cool.
One movie I went back and watched a little bit the other day. When I was a kid, I liked both of them. They were both good. But the live action Ninja Turtles flicks from the 90s
Love
with
it.
suits and shit.
Yes.
Love
I went
it,
back,
dude.
I was like, what is this fucking shit?
The Secret of the Ooze is my shit.
Those
Every
suits,
one
man.
of those movies, man. I fall asleep to
They're
those
so good.
movies now.
Because they bore you that much?
No, man, I watch them
let's watch
because
this.
no way, they don't bore
I'm
me.
just
I still
kidding,
watch
Richie.
them,
I'm just
still love
kidding.
them.
Like, The Lord of the Rings as a whole is probably my favorite movie thing of all time. And I go to sleep to one of those all the time.
Oh yeah.
The movie I used to go to sleep to, I don't understand it, was Master of Disguise. I just put the like
I've still never seen
But-
that movie.
I haven't
still-
either.
it's
You've never seen Master of Disguise? That's an
No.
awesome movie.
No, that
if you
fucking
like Dana
trailer
Carvey,
lost
then
me.
you should check it out.
Like,
Trailer
I
lost me.
know some of the quotes from the trailer, like, but that was about it.
That's where that turtle thing comes from,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what pushed me away from the movies. Like, turtle. I was like, no. Just no. I don't know what they're doing in that movie at that particular time, but there's no way that's appropriate. You couldn't have reshot something.
I just love all the like the impression comedy that they do because he does like
Oh, yeah.
a buttload of impressions. in
Dana
that movie, and it's
Carvey
all-
on SNL is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, Danny Carver's
It is.
great.
Oh, he's so good. And then in that movie, he does just as well. Like there are some kind of like just like, oh, come on. There's some moments in that movie where you're like, all right. But overall, it's a really good experience.
We were actually talking earlier when you first got here about the Late Show with Stephen Colbert and how we love how when he has friends on the show. This actually got me to thinking. Like, I think one of my favorite ones to see him have on so far has been Dana Carvey because they get to talking about like when
Yeah.
they first got started
In
together.
the improv game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear those old school reminiscing stories, especially with people you know who don't associate with each other. You know,
Speaking of, like, I saw this thing. I don't know where it was posted. Maybe it was somewhere in here in the Discord, but it was Stephen Colbert. It was like shortly after he quit doing the Colbert Report, and he did the show. He subbed in at this like rando fucking local news station somewhere in Michigan.
the thing that I posted with him and Eminem.
Yeah,
Did you watch
was
that?
So awesome. I
Yeah,
did.
that shit's
I
so
was
funny.
like, what is this shit?
Eminem is great in it. It's just
Eminem was great.
yeah.
And just the fact that it was Michigan, I was like, yeah, he can't be.
Oh yeah, that whole thing was funny. Just him interacting
That's
with
so
everybody that came on the show because he's acting not like Late Show Stephen Colbert. He's in the Colbert Report Stephen Colbert mode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's interviewing Eminem, and it's just so delicious because Eminem's so good in it that you sometimes question whether or not he's in on the gag, and of course he is. They set this all up, but Eminem, I gotta give him credit for how he was in it.
Yep.
I think I might have missed that. Might have missed you posting that. I don't remember. I don't remember the Eminem one.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's in the. Let's see.
The only thing I remember from the Eminem one is that he went up on the Empire State Building and did his Venom song, and that was badass. He like walked up it and stuff like that, walked up the stairs and went up the elevator. Y'all seen that, right?
I have no clue what you're talking
I
about.
haven't.
For real, dude, you need to watch the Eminem Empire State Venom video.
Oh, is the song he did for the movie?
It's
Venom?
from Jimmy. It was from Jimmy Kimmel, I believe.
Oh,
sweet. I can dig it.
Hell yeah, yeah, I know y'all dig it. It's really cool.
well, we spent enough time on this show on Twitch defending it, so
Oh
kind
man.
of want to get into
Oh man.
our thoughts on what ended up happening with 76 and
Oh man.
our all of our hope and stuff around in it.
But that was the last show. Those guys were dumb.
Those guys were so naive. Oh,
They didn't know what they were talking about.
Just
No.
blinded by previous
Nostalgia
love.
and-
Yeah,
Yep.
But I mean, it's good. Like you have enough time spent with something, and you get like greatness out of something
Right.
2.5 times in a row. Well, I mean, 3 was great. New Vegas was really good. 4 was 4. And like I didn't play
And then,
76.
so what was 76?
I didn't play it. But like just because like I'm like yeah, it's good. I'm like all right, and I'll get it. This is garbage. What? Okay, I'm not gonna get it no more.
You're secondhand jaded now.
Just from hearing and watching videos of Fallout 76 like bombing really hard and stuff like that, that made you not want to buy it. So that hurt their sales.
No. Watching gameplay and being bored made me not want to.
Yeah, and watching gameplay and stuff like that. I played the game. I personally played the game, and so did Joe. Tingles played it as well a little bit.
Yeah.
I liked all of there's a lot of things that I did like, and there's a lot of things that I was like, okay, that's why this game sucks.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can say that I did like was the questing and stuff, the storytelling, and the way that they told it with just robots and stuff like that. That's different to me. And once everything came together at the end of these quests that they were telling, it made that game kick ass to me.
Yeah.
But
I liked it for that
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, the storytelling, finding notes and books, and I didn't mind the holotapes, and I didn't mind robots. I know a lot of people, one of their biggest gripes was no interesting NPCs, quote unquote, and I got to listen to all these holotapes. I didn't mind. I thought that was just fine, because that was one of my favorite things to do in 3 and 4. And I haven't played New Vegas yet. Don't tell anybody. But ooh.
You sound like one of them damn dinosaurs on Ark.
I've been working on
Off in
my
the distance.
impression.
Sorry. But no, that was something that I liked. And the questing, the gameplay, that was all good.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good to a point. Like
to a point.
I was never in the camp that I hated the holotape story progression. That I expected because of the nature of Reclamation Day and everything, and there not being anybody left alive.
Right.
Outside the
first
vaults
one's
and
out.
everything. Yeah. So like that was never a problem for me.
Yeah.
My problem came in the fact that like the game was designed to be played with people, like with friends and stuff, and most of the bugs that I experienced
Was with
were
friends.
right.
Yes.
Like I was having like if I tried to go questing with friends, I had trouble getting quest items or getting the quest to
That-
actually progress. That got
That
Yep.
bugged
so
me
fucking
so
old.
bad.
Yep.
Really?
Dude, that bugged me really bad. Like
Yep.
that's one thing that they wanted to emphasize on is like play with your friends and stuff. And
Right.
when you get with your friends, your fucking friend is naked or something like that, or elongated and
game, man.
huge, or you desync from each other and you're on a different fucking server, and you're like,
Right.
where'd your friend go?
Yep.
And that shit sucked.
Constantly,
Those-
like we would actually like it would constantly happen to where we would all finally get in a group together and everything's fine, and then 20 minutes in we get disconnected and then the fucking party is bugged for the next hour or whatever.
But honestly, I think that game came out too soon. It came out way too soon.
God, way too
I think
soon.
if they put in another like 2 or 3 years into it, that game would have been stellar, bro.
For real. Well, even just a year into it would have done them so many favors, because we got to think the game has been out for 4 months. That's it.
Yeah.
And nobody's playing it really.
No, a year would have done them so much good.
Let me ask
one
this
more
question.
year.
I don't think I could have played it for another year though. Like I was like one of the main ones. I felt like as far as like the people we knew that was like, defending this game, talking about I'm still having fun, blah blah blah, and I was still streaming it. I quit having fun streaming it because people weren't having fun watching it.
Right.
But I was for a little while still
for yourself too.
Right, and then I got exactly. Then it got hard to have fun for myself. Like I ran out of shit to do. Like ran up to the the end game shit.
Yeah.
A few weeks in, and there's only so many times where I can have to go rebuild my base because fucked up and.
Right.
Oh, that was.
But what we were saying before was the development cycle. If they just waited even just a year, I think they could have done so much.
And better marketing too, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Everything would have been better. Everything about the game, surrounding the game, would have been.
Kerfuffle with the duffel bags.
Oh my God. They were already having so much bad press, and then they pulled that fucking stunt.
Hashtag Canvasgate.
Oh God.
Which that they had to have planned beforehand because it probably was already put in motion before they could stop it.
They had the promotional videos for that edition of the game, for the Power Armor edition of the game. The promotional, all of the promotional material showed that canvas bag. It wasn't until people got those nylon bags and then they were like, "Wait, what the fuck?" That they were like, "Well, those canvas bags were never intended to be the product that was shipped. That was just a prototype or whatever." Yeah. It's like, why would you show?
Advertise that?
Every advertisement you put out had that canvas bag in it.
Yeah, there's no way that was legit. Like, there's no way that they were that fucking stupid. That right there had to have been a bull-faced lie.
And you act like people aren't going to bitch about it. It's like, wait, that bag looks better than my bag. What the fuck? So people are going to make a big deal. They must be stupid if they thought that they weren't going to bitch about that.
Right? Because that
was a nice bag.
Expensive. And the only 2 reasons to really get it, because everything else, it was shit that you could get in an $80 or $90 collector's edition. And I mean, for real, but the canvas bag and the power armor helmet. And then you give them the power armor helmet and then a slap in the face. Like,
and a lot of people
what you sent out.
Don't even let you put the helmet on first.
Right? A lot of people wanted to complete their package, whatever, because they already had the Pit Boy.
Yep.
So, right?
Yeah. Have this bitch in canvas bag to carry your Pit Boy and your power armor helmet and all that shit. But no.
So now my fucking bag sucks. Yeah. But I got a Pit Boy and a fucking power armor helmet that doesn't suck.
Hope I don't get shot in the chest.
Right?
And man, they just kept on going with that shit too. It started with the canvas bag. And then you had Nuka Dark Rum.
Oh my God, that was bad.
I'm so glad that I didn't bite the bullet and pre-order that, because
I was so close to doing it.
I can't tell you how psyched I was.
What's the story behind this?
Okay, so with Nuka Dark Rum, they put out a promotional rum, and it was Nuka-Cola's Dark Rum, and they had a backstory for it and a web page, and the bottle is shaped like a Nuka-Cola rocket, only it's a big rum bottle, like a fifth of rum.
Yes.
And the way it seemed was it was going to be a glass bottle molded in the shape of the Nuka-Cola rocket, and it was going to be bitten. And it had one of those shrink-wrapped stickers on it to give it the Nuka Dark Rum label.
Yeah.
As long as it's a glass bottle. But when people got it, it's a plastic bottle, and then you peel it open, and it's just a generic fucking rectangular, like, booze bottle inside with a white label that just says rum on it.
Yeah. That was
what
bullshit.
The fuck?
And on
it's so fucking expensive, dude. It's so fucking expensive.
And on the thing, on the sticker, it says "Do not open." It's like, what?
What?
Please don't look inside. Yeah. Please.
Do not open.
There's a plastic bottle that you open the top two on that, and it just pours from this rectangular thing they have inside.
It's a little glass. It's a little glass bottle that's inside. It's
I want to know if they actually thought the "Do Not Open" sign would work.
Well, it's like the stickers on consoles.
They're
that
like,
said,
we told y'all,
do not remove this
dumbasses.
sticker.
No, that's
Yeah,
bullshit,
gonna-
though.
Yeah.
And they said that the rum tasted like shit.
Yeah, it was like shitty, like super generic rum. It was really
Ugh.
Yep. Didn't even
Just
get
put
that.
some RC in the goddamn thing and tell me it's Nuka-Cola. I still want it. It don't have to be alcoholic.
Right.
And that's well, if we go back a little bit in time to when they paired up with Jones Soda to do Nuka-Cola Quantum.
That was awesome.
Right. It was just what was berry lemonade, but they did the label and it was tasty, so it worked.
Yeah.
That's
They
all
could
we
have
want.
gone at least that far.
Yeah, at least made it tasty. That's all we ask when you want to sell us something to ingest.
Yep. Like sign a deal.
Especially if you want to
to
charge us that kind of fucking money for it, because
How much was
Jesus
one?
Christ,
$90 for
a bottle
shitty
of
rum?
probably $10 if that rum.
Yeah,
You
so
can go out and
people
get a
all
fifth of Captain
together,
for $35.
yeah, people all together spent like $100 and almost $30 with shipping and handling and stuff. So they were out.
Dude, we know a
Yeah.
guy. We know a guy that got that Power Armor edition and that Nuka Dark. He got burned 2 times
For the price of a lot.
for the price of a lot. Yeah.
Oof.
Man.
And I was just gonna say, imagine being somebody who bought all of the promotional merch.
Because there's a bunch of them out there.
hmm
And
Like
friggin',
that guy.
I'm still sticking with my theory that Bethesda is purposefully bombing 76 to make Fallout 5 look spectacular in hindsight.
But nobody's gonna buy it.
No,
Right.
they'll buy it.
No, I won't.
They'll give the Fallout series one dud. I guarantee you, most people will give them one dud.
If it was just the game that was a dud, I might be willing to give them another chance.
Yeah, but they don't like unethical.
right now.
People don't like unethical.
Dude,
No, I'm not gonna be.
we watched straight unethical after unethical after unethical decision with the entire thing, starting from their quote unquote beta.
Yeah,
all
they're
the way-
baiting and stuff.
So let me ask you this question: do y'all think that the unethical treatment they gave the fan base with the bags and the rum started swaying how y'all felt about the game itself?
It started swaying how I
Certainly
felt
did.
about the company. I don't know if it swayed about how I felt about the game, but it definitely
Yeah.
tainted how I felt about the company.
Honestly-
Bethesda before 76, I thought of as one of the few good guys that were left,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I can't.
Of
I don't
everything
feel that
they've
way.
done
I don't
before
feel
this.
that way at all anymore. They completely ruined all that goodwill with one launch.
And it's
4
gonna
months.
get that trust back.
And it's gonna hurt their sales for their next game too.
Elder Scrolls 6, just because of
I'm
what happened
talking
with
about the
76.
Rage too.
Can we look at the sales of because
I'm
it's still
really kinda
Bethesda?
scared
I know
for
a
Rage
different
too.
company
Full
made
stuff.
it, but it's still Bethesda. How is the new Elder Scrolls Online selling or pre-selling if it's not out
Dude,
yet?
they got a new expansion coming
Yeah, that's what I'm
out.
talking about. Elsewhere, is it Elsewhere?
Yep. I think it is because
Yeah, it is. It's called Elsewhere.
Yeah.
A couple of years, like a year and a half ago.
And
It's actually coming out this month or next month.
Man,
what are the pre? Can we? Is there any way to see the pre-sales?
That's what I'm trying to find. I'm not trying to buy it.
Buy it, Joe.
Buy it for a game you don't have.
I'm thinking that they maybe haven't announced, but made the sales numbers public yet because it's not out yet.
Or they're just awful.
Well, I mean, if the sales numbers were awful, I wouldn't want to tell anybody yet.
Exactly.
I'd want a chance to make them better.
ugh.
But it just makes me wonder, like,
God's
how
sake.
far because, like, if this thing sells well, and I'm not talking about overall, I'm talking about the amount of people who already own Elder Scrolls. Like, depending on how well it sells within that demographic, it'll
Right.
show you how things will be in the future. Because if it's
Right
this
now-
close afterwards,
Right now in the last 30 days, 13,109 average player base. and it's gained 700 it's gained 700 players in the last month since January.
See, they don't give a shit.
That's the ESO. That's the current ESO player base, right?
Yeah.
That's 13,000. That's how many?
That's how many people are like playing right now.
13,000 average players, and it peaked at 24,000 players.
And you said that, and that's growing.
Oh yeah, it's growing. Yeah. It hasn't dropped down since November.
Yeah, this next expansion and then Elder Scrolls 6.
You think they'll try to weave them two into each other?
I'm not even sure, but they're both like still heavily anticipated. They're both like super beloved titles and stuff. But like, what I'm thinking right now is like, there is some crossover there with Elder Scrolls and Fallout because they're a similar playstyle of game, not the same but similar. But they still have Elder Scrolls still has a very loyal fan base, so I think Elder Scrolls will probably sell well.
What?
I mean, at least decently. Now, the thing is, if they botch this next release, like they botched 76, like if they botch Elder Scrolls 6, or just neglect to come out with it at all, I think Bethesda's done.
What if Fallout 76 was just a test run for the engine that they were checking for?
Fallout 76 was the same engine as Fallout 4.
I don't understand all
Elder
these
Scrolls
issues
6,
in game.
It's because Fallout 7. It's because the engine was not built for online play. Built for a local environment.
Okay, that should be.
Fallout 4 was already buggy, right? You know, you already had all your problems. Your engine designed for a single player experience, and then you just took that and allowed like thousands of people to jump into it.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything was going to be wrong with that.
So I got the player count for Fallout 76 in the last 30 days. Since January of 2019, there's 12,758 players, and the gain has dropped down 1,324, and it's peaked at 22,000 in the past month.
So it's lost at least 10,000 the past month, or since it's been out.
Past month.
Past month, it lost 10,000.
Because when it first came out, like they had millions of players. They had millions of people playing it.
Okay, because I thought these things seemed low. Now let me ask you this: Elder Scrolls Online is considered to be a pretty good game nowadays, but did it have similar issues when it was first released? Do you think they have the chance to save it in the long run, in a continuous run like they do with Elder Scrolls?
They're gonna have to do a lot to it,
right? So, I mean, Elder Scrolls, when they dropped ESO back in the day, it did have its issues, but it's a totally separate studio that designed ESO for Bethesda, just using the IP.
Yeah.
And then with 76, it was entirely in-house. They didn't hire other people. They were like, we can do this on our own. So unless they wise up and they say, okay, we need to hire people for this who have experience making, an MMO,
like
or
if you're Bethesda,
at least migrate some people over from the ESO team.
Exactly what I was thinking.
They're just going to suffer the same problems because nobody inside the company has any idea how to make a massively multiplayer.
It almost feels like the board chairs and the shareholders kind of had more say in 76 than the developers had.
I'm
had them reusing an old engine. When they had another engine that was in development, it wasn't ready, but it was in development, and that's why would we want to delay this game? Some estimates that I've heard were as little as 6 months they would have to delay it, and then they would have been able to use the completely different engine, but they couldn't. They wouldn't delay it, and since they wouldn't delay it to use the new engine, they just used Fallout 4 engine, knowing the developers, I'm sure, knew better.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did, but, people that don't know better or don't care, they just want to get the game out there so they can get that quick return.
Right.
They forced it out and shat on a very beloved franchise in the process, and I'd be interested to kind of see their stock prices over the last. I'm gonna look that up right now.
Have any of y'all played Elder Scrolls Online?
I have it on the PlayStation. I got it from my wife because she played Skyrim the first time. I don't know, 2-ish, maybe a little longer years ago.
Yeah.
And so she got swept up in the whole universe of that stuff, like game wise. So we got it.
Yeah.
I guess they're not publicly traded,
so they can get away with doing what the hell they want.
Well, they can't get away with it forever. People quit buying their shit. But yeah, okay. I can't find anything for them.
They just sell to Google.
They're not going to be around much longer if they keep this up. They really have got to knock these Elder Scrolls releases coming up way the fuck out of the park.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, but I'm not gonna let this Fallout 76 thing ever influence my Elder Scrolls, because Elder Scrolls, in all honesty, in my opinion, keep getting better and better. Now, I think it's gonna be hard to top Skyrim. I think they spoiled us with Skyrim to do something. But with the next, I'm totally excited about the next one coming out. I'm going into it with high hopes, and then I'll just let myself be crushed. It happens.
Well, we got some hope there because, like Tingle said earlier, it is a completely different team. I'm hoping. I mean, you got to keep your fingers crossed and really hope that they've got more autonomy as far as powers that be than the Fallout 76 team had, because I refuse to believe that a team of developers let that garbage fire get released like that without any pushback.
Yeah.
How many people lost their job?
Are you talking about, dude? Are y'all talking about the Activision Blizzard?
Oh, no, not yet. But that's actually, it might be a good segue into not shitting on 76 anymore, because we did kind of kick that dog a little while.
Yeah.
Man, so Activision Blizzard released, I think they said 18% of their employee base, and that was I think
almost
I can't remember.
Almost 800 people. It was 790 something or 780 something people. It was
Right.
a lot. Yeah, it was almost 800.
But here's the deal: a lot of people think, if you look at their revenue and stuff like that, their revenue jumped whenever they trimmed those people off. Their revenue jumped up. So a lot of people are saying that, they're trimming the fat and stuff like that, and released a lot of people that otherwise is now either looking for another job or is struggling to find another job in the industry.
Yeah.
And man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking now too. And it was 800 plus employees.
Oh, it ended up being over 800 now?
Yep, and it's 8% of the employees.
Is this like a reputable site, or is this just like Craig from Wisconsin?
This is just kind of a Craig sort of person, but let me look here. It's nearly... Oh, okay, never mind. We'll go with nearly 800 instead of over, because more reputable sites are saying almost 800.
Yeah, and they're saying that
still 8% of its workforce, and yeah, like you said, Aqua, they reporting record sales numbers, and the CEO just took a huge bonus, right? End of the year bonus, and then they're like, okay, well,
and the
can't afford to keep you guys on.
The CFO that they just hired took a $15 million sign-on bonus.
Yeah, that's the one. CFO, not the CEO.
Yeah,
but they said that they were doing continued compensation and continued moral support and job placement for these people and stuff. So I don't think they're absolutely letting these people down on their ass.
I hope not.
I just think that they need to use the resources that they're given. Or is Activision Blizzard talking some shit out of their ass and not going to help these people? Because we're going to find out soon enough.
Yeah,
I would imagine, given Activision Blizzard's sort of track record, that they're probably just blowing smoke up a lot of people's asses right now. I'm sure when they say, "Oh no, we've got extended," how'd you phrase it?
Moral support and job placement and stuff like that.
Yeah, they might do some of that stuff, but as far as
but are they doing it for everybody?
Right. And then as far as severance goes, like, okay, how well are these people going to be compensated?
Yeah.
Like while they're trying to find these jobs. Just and then it's funny because I just watched the Jim Sterling video about this, and I think the Quartering was talking about it the other day. I think he broke it, but so CFO takes this bonus, and the company's reporting record profits, but then they turn around and they say that games like Black Ops 4 that sold like millions of copies and made them an ass fuck load of money. And then they say, oh, they had disappointing sales numbers. It didn't meet our expectations. We didn't see the sales we wanted to see, but you made record profits. And I mean, you're paying your higher ups like some sweet cash. And you say, all right, 800 people, we gotta let them go.
They just took the notes of what you give when you fail and just used them in this.
Oh,
A lot of that.
And then when people say, oh, this is a common business thing, they're, like you said earlier, trimming the fat, and they're restructuring. This is good for the company. Like, not really.
Not good for the people that work there, and it's not good for the consumers.
No.
It's good for the people at the top that are lining their pockets. Thing there is like when they started trimming all those people and then turn around and record record profits and stuff. The only way they were able to record those profits is because they trimmed those people, because their stock prices have been in a fucking free fall because of all the bullshit lately.
The player count for Black Ops is at 1,114 right now.
Ouch! I know I quit playing. That shit's not even on my hard drive anymore.
1,114.
And that's average player base in the last 30 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. Their peak is 2,330.
Yeah, when these guys are talking about they had disappointing sales numbers, it was all of those fucking microtransactions and shit that they started like loading the game up with, and I'm talking expensive ones. And I mean, they ruined their own game. After release, they started putting all that shit in there after they had done bait and switched us and got us all to buy the game. Yep. They slammed all those microtransactions in there, and people just abandoned the game. People quit playing it. I quit playing it.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think about companies like Epic and let's see, like Blizzard and stuff like that, having their own storefront like Steam and not licensing their games to Steam anymore?
That's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, I don't care that much. As long as it's not a situation where you end up having like with Metro, right? That was a little dirty. But like if it's a game, like say if Blizzard has their storefront and it's a game that they published, they designed, and it's their game, who cares? They've never had their shit. It's always been on their own thing.
Right.
Even with Bethesda, I'm like, I was irritated because historically their games have been on Steam for me, and that's where I've always gone to get their games. And I had to go deal with their website, which I found an appalling customer experience. Their launcher was horrible, so I'm like, if you're gonna do your own thing, do it well. But it doesn't bother me on any kind of moral standpoint or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, going into that Metro, goodness.
Yep. Which is, I guess, before we segue, I'll say, yeah, as long as there's no, kind of like with Metro and Epic, where you're just pulling pre-orders and stuff. Yeah, I'm good with people, because that'll put some pressure on Steam to make their marketplace better, because things like a Steam Greenlight that started out as a good idea and ended up just being a clusterfuck full of garbage. Like, and you have to try to sift through the garbage to find the good indie games that people are trying to put out.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any good way for indie games to get noticed. Like Nintendo on the Switch, like they've been doing pretty well for indie developers.
Oh yeah, they do damn good for their indie developers.
I think Game Informer is pretty good about getting indie games out there.
Yeah. And so far, Epic seems like they're going to do well by indie developers. So I hope that these people opening up their own storefronts. Origin doesn't count because that's been around forever and it's still Origin. But
horrible.
And then like the Fallout or the Bethesda launcher, then Blizzard has their own. I don't mind the Blizzard launcher. I think I don't really care for proprietary launchers, like how Bethesda has their own for their games and Activision has one for their games. Like I was okay when Activision had one, and I was okay with EA having Origin, but then Bethesda moving into just a dedicated launcher, and this is where you can get your Bethesda games on PC now. It's like,
I read a thing where
I don't like it.
I read a thing where people were or companies were if they were in that situation that they would slightly lower the definition or the graphics of the game to license out to like Steam and stuff like that, but get a bigger fucking but if you buy it from their site, you get the full definition of it and you get the full, resolution and stuff like that.
Who's doing this so I can never buy their products?
That's what, but no, it was just in comments of companies talking about doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
some speculation type stuff.
Yeah,
That's some shady bullshit.
That would fly for all of 30 seconds, if that.
right. That wouldn't fly at all. People would
dude.
burn it down. Burn that fucking place down.
Let's burn this motherfucker down! Let's burn this motherfucker down! Let's burn it!
It'd be one thing if they released like standard or like release all forms of your game like at launch on other launchers, and then all of the bonus shit after that, like you can only get it from your own launcher, which would
Like
still be
something
really shady, and I don't
exclusive?
think anybody would want that. But yeah,
That-
yeah. So like you
I
can
just-
all have the base game and everything that comes at launch. But
Like
after that, if we put out a new
PlayStation
sub-
does. Like PlayStation will do that shit where they'll only get the exclusives for some games and stuff like that. In other games, you have to, you don't get the exclusive stuff or you don't get the bonus content. And it's like,
Yeah.
I should have got that shit on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That drives the prices up a little. I mean, not prices, but drives a lot of competition their way.
That shit drives me fucking nuts.
Sorry about the abrupt ending there, folks. Had a little bit of issue with OBS there. Lost some footage. This episode is basically the product of what I was able to retrieve. So that's why we didn't really have a show for you last week. I was just doing my best to get this together. To make it up, we got 2 for you this week. Hope you enjoy, guys. Really appreciate you coming by. Make sure to like it if you like the video. Leave a comment down below because we're going to be adding a segment where we read your comments aloud and respond to them in the show. So if you want to get a chance to get your comments read on the show, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks a lot for coming around, guys. We'll see you guys next time.